Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanishalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. In this session, we'll continue discussing from the same 16th and 17th verses of the 11th chapter of 1st canto. In these two verses, several personalities were mentioned. So, we will discuss the other personalities whose description is given in the elaborate purport by Srila Prabhupada. This verse, I just read the translation. On hearing that the most dear Krishna was approaching Dwarka Dham, magnanimous Vasudeva, Akrura, Ugrasena, Balarama, Pradyumna, Charudeshna, Samba, the son of Jambavati, all extremely happy, abandoned, resting, sitting and dining. So in the previous session we discussed about Vasudeva and Akrura. Now we'll discuss the remaining personalities. So here is a description about Ugrasena. Ugrasena was one of the powerful kings of the Vrishni dynasty and cousin of Maharaj Kunti Bhoja. His other name is Ahuka. His minister was Vasudeva and his son was the powerful Kamsa. This Kamsa imprisoned Ugrasena and forcibly became the king of Mathura. Ugrasena was ruling Mathura, but Kamsa imprisoned his own father because Kamsa was a demoniac natured person. Ugrasena was divine natured. So they are of opposite natures. So they don't get along. Demons don't get along with divine natured people. And demons unnecessarily give trouble to divine natured people. Unnecessarily. So by the grace of Lord Krishna, by the grace of Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, Kamsa was killed and Ugrasena was reinstalled on the throne. When Shalva attacked the city of Dwaraka, Ugrasena fought very valiantly and repulsed the enemy. Ugrasena was not a weak Kshatriya, he was a powerful Kshatriya. So Shalva was a very, very powerful king. So Ugrasena was able to resist Shalva's attack and fought very bravely. Ugrasena inquired from Narada about the divinity of Lord Krishna. See, even Ugrasena, he is a devotee, but still one has to hear from proper spiritual authorities about the actual divine position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. So Narada is an authority. So Ugrasena inquired from Narada. When the Yadu dynasty was to be vanquished, Ugrasena was entrusted with the iron lump produced from the womb of Samba. This is a pastime. How the Yadu dynasty itself would actually be dissolved, because they were very, very powerful. They defeated everyone else, but how would they end their manifestation? So Krishna decided to actually bring about an apparent quarrel between the members of the Yadu dynasty themselves, and they killed each other. And that's the way they actually disappeared from the surface of this globe, from the earth. And it is described that Ugrasena got salvation after his death because he was participating in Krishna Leela. Then about Balaram, it is described, he is the divine son of Vasudeva by his wife Rohini. So he is called Rohini Nandana or Rohini Sutta, beloved son of Rohini. He was also entrusted to Nanda Maharaj along with his mother Rohini when Vasudeva embraced imprisonment by mutual agreement with Kamsa. So Vasudeva had 16 queens, of which Rohini and Devaki were two of them. So Krishna appeared as the son of Devaki and Balaram appeared as the son of Rohini. But when Balaram appeared, Rohini was under the protection of Nanda Maharaj. So Balaram grew up in Vrindavan along with Krishna as his son of Rohini, but Balaram was introduced to Nanda Maharaj as his father. The child, when it is just born, so it is born from the womb of a particular mother. So since he appeared from the womb of Rohini, Rohini is his mother. Then who is the father? Because father actually is Vasudeva. He is in imprisonment under Kamsa. So therefore, he grew up under the care of Nanda Maharaj as his foster father. As much as Krishna grew up under Nanda Maharaj as his foster father. Same way, Balaram also. So this is Leela. Lord Krishna and Balaram were constant companions from their very childhood, although they were step-brothers. But actually, Balaram is the plenary manifestation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the first expansion of Krishna in the spiritual world. He is Krishna's own expansion. But still, they act as if they are two independent personalities. That's the way they behave and act. That's the nature of Godhead. So he is as powerful as Lord Krishna because plenary manifestation. He belongs to the Vishnu Tattva, the principle of Godhead. He attended the Swayamvara ceremony of Draupadi along with Krishna. When Subhadra was kidnapped by Arjuna by the organized plan of Krishna, Baldev was very angry with Arjuna and wanted to kill him at once. But Krishna, for the sake of his dear friend Arjuna, he fell at the feet of Balaram and implored him not to be so angry. So Baldev was thus satisfied by Krishna pacifying him, and Arjuna's life was spared. Once Balaram was very angry with the Kauravas and he wanted to throw their whole city into the depths of the Yamuna. But the Kauravas realized their mistake in not agreeing to Balaram's proposition. So then they begged forgiveness and Balaram at once forgave them, and then he actually pardoned and he did not do so. So they were actually saved. The Kauravas were saved. Now in the Vedas, Balaram is described as the Supreme Lord without whose favor one cannot realize the absolute truth. Now, Bala means spiritual strength, not physical strength. So, less intelligent people interpret this Bala as some physical strength, but Bala means spiritual strength. So, no one can have spiritual realization without the mercy of Balaram. So, therefore, Balaram is described as the original spiritual master, Adi Guru. And Balaram performed many pastimes along with Krishna and separately also. he performed many pastimes, and they are described in the 10th canto in great detail. Next, the description of Pradyumna. He is an incarnation of Kamadeva. He was born as the son of the personality of Godhead, Krishna and Rukmini. Rukmini is the principal queen of Krishna at Dwaraka. Pradyumna was the one who went to congratulate Arjuna upon marrying Subhadra. Pradyumna went to congratulate Arjuna. He was one of the great generals who fought with Shalva. While fighting with him, this Pradyumna became unconscious on the battlefield. His charioteer brought him back to the camp from the battlefield. And Pradyumna, when he came back to external consciousness, he was very angry with his charioteer. Why did you remove me from the battlefield? It's actually a quality of a Kshatriya. Yuddhecha api apalayanam. He never turns his back and retreats from a battle. Either he will win or he will lay down his life. That's the way Kshatriyas fight. So he went back to the battlefield and he was victorious over Shalva. He fought very bravely and was victorious. He is actually originally one of the 4 plenary expansions of Krishna. Was Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha are one of the 4 expansions of Krishna, Chaturvyuha expansions. So he is the 3rd one in the Chaturvyuha expansion. During the fratricidal war amongst descendants of Yadu, he died at the hand of Bhoja, another king of the Vrishnis. He was installed in his original position after his death. Charudeshna is another son of Lord Sri Krishna and Rukmini. He was also present during the Swayamvara ceremony Draupadi. He was a great warrior like his brothers and his father Krishna. He fought with Vivinidhaka and killed him in the fight. He was a very brave warrior. Samba, he was one of the great heroes of the Yadu dynasty and the son of Lord Sri Krishna by his wife Jambavati. Jambavati, one of the 8 principal queens of Krishna. He learned the military art of throwing arrows from Arjuna. Samba learned from Arjuna the military art of throwing arrows. He became a member of parliament during the time of Maharaj Yudhishthira. When Yudhishthira was ruling, Samba was one of the members of the parliament of Yudhishthira. He was present during the Rajasuya Yajna of Maharaj Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira, in order to glorify Krishna, he performed Rajasuya sacrifice, in which Krishna was elected as the president of that big assembly of all great saintly persons, all sages, all Rajarshis, all Devatas. They were all present. Krishna was elected as the president. So Yudhishthira just did this to glorify Krishna, that's all. When all the Vrishnis were assembled during the time of Prabhasa Yajna, Samba's glorious activities were narrated by Satyaki before Lord Balarama. He was also present with his father Lord Sri Krishna during the Ashwamedha Yajna performed by Yudhishthira. So, Samba died in that fratricidal war between the members of the Yadu dynasty. So all these sons of Lord Krishna, they left their respective palaces and leaving aside all other engagements, whether lying down, sitting, dining, whatever, they hastily went towards their exalted father Krishna because they were very intimately attached to Krishna. That means all of associates of Krishna are his intimate devotees and they are very, very, very attached to Krishna. That is the special feature of devotion to Krishna. The attachment for Krishna is very, very, very strong, is very, very powerful. Because Krishna attracts everyone in that way. The name Krishna means all attractive. So he's attractive to everyone, particularly to his intimate devotees. He's very, very attractive. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.